Welcome. Today we are going to be looking at a potential 2024 matchup. And when I mean 2024 matchup, I'm talking about Nikki Haley versus Kamala Harris. This is only using events based on this time. So basically, if this was held today, it will still be pretty real to what would happen a few years from now. And if you haven't checked out my election night on this video, I suggest you do. But you can also stay here because the results here won't be the same I put in the election night. I don't think so anyways. Okay, so let's start with the easy things. Things that won't flip in 2024. I mean like zero chance of flipping. And when I say that means, okay, maybe not a zero chance. Likelies and anything that went to Democrats in 2020 and Republicans by a pretty good margin. Also, you need to check out my other videos, such as how close was Trump to victory, and the election night I made based off of this. If you haven't watched those, you should have watched those by now, but make sure to check it out after this video. New Hampshire is actually going to be a toss-up and won't go to Democrats by likely margins if it was Nikki Haley. New Hampshire just didn't like Trump. Okay, so we can obviously see Kamala Harris has taken a lead here. Okay, now let's go through with this. North Carolina, I think, will go to Nikki Haley. She is very popular in the South. That includes Georgia and Florida. Very, very popular. Like 80% in South Carolina, North Carolina, Georgia, Florida. Georgia, that would really help in Georgia, especially in North Carolina, Florida as well. Maybe even Texas. I could see her winning Texas as well. Harris, I could see winning the 2nd district, but also losing Maine's 2nd district. Haley winning Iowa and Ohio. That's putting her at 252. Kamala Harris, I think, might be able to win off in Arizona, Nevada, New Hampshire. Now, most likely, there could be these states. First, let's go over some other states. Texas leaning, this would be a lean. Tilting Georgia. Arizona. This would also be a tilt. Lean. Okay, now here. This Rust Belt could either go two ways. It could go like this, leading Haley to victory. That's one possibility. Definitely it is a possibility. It could go like this. Half leading Haley to victory, still a victory, but smaller margin. But most likely, Kamala Harris would win Minnesota. Haley has a chance in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, but most likely Harris would win Michigan as well. But barely. Tilting. Haley might be able to take off Wisconsin or Pennsylvania. This could lead to a tilt, and she could win Pennsylvania in a tilt. Or she could take, so that it's really hard to predict this Rust Belt region. But according to what I can say, is that 2024 will be a good year for the Democrats. And just using that knowledge, I can say that Michigan would go to her, Wisconsin would go to her, and Pennsylvania would go to Harris. So Kamala Harris wins, but it would be really close. What Haley should be doing is she should be really focusing on Arizona, Wisconsin, Pennsylvania, and Georgia. She needs to keep Georgia. She needs to keep Texas. She needs to keep Florida. The second district she doesn't exactly need. Meanwhile, Harris should be focusing on trying to win in Arizona. She should be trying to win in Wisconsin and Pennsylvania. Because these are going to determine the outcome of the election. And she might even, if she campaigns pretty hard, she might get a chance in Georgia as well. That could lead her to victory. So main states, let's see. I did say this was leans her, but still. I'd say these are the states people are going to be looking at. Because I think Nikki Haley will be able to take Texas. She will be able to swing with Georgia. Harris might be able to pull off a victory in Arizona and win Wisconsin, Michigan, and Pennsylvania. And we could have basically a 2020 replay, but without Georgia. Yeah, basically a 2020 replay, but losing Georgia. But I can say this at this point. It really depends on if Biden and the Democrats can keep their promises. If the Republicans win the House in the midterms, they can block everything Biden does to make it seem as if the Democrats are ineffective, regardless if they actually are or not. They could make it seem like that. Not gonna debate if they are, because I try to be as unbiased as possible. But they could make it seem like that. And that could lead to a victory here. A pretty good victory. And again, as I said, so it really depends on two big factors right now. Joe Biden's overall performance, how it goes with independents, and the midterms. These are the two events. If Democrats do well in both of them, they are going to be able to win 2024. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure to click on other videos I have. Just go and make sure you're subscribed and give this video a like.